Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the College Football Show on the Sports Talkline Network, where we talk sport 24/7, 365. Guys, I'm your host, Spinksy. The Clemson Tigers quarterback Trevor Lawrence has been found to have COVID-19. Unlucky for him and the Tigers going forward. Of course, he missed the game last weekend, which you all should know. He's going to miss the game against Notre Dame this weekend. We'll see how that goes for them. They're probably not in a position to win that game, but we'll touch on that after. So good luck to him and his family as he goes through this horrible time. Hopefully we'll see him back on the field soon. Georgia safety Richard LeCount has been in hospital for the last couple of days. He suffered a dirt bike accident on the weekend in Georgia after their win over Kentucky. He's been hit by a car and sent into another car, and so got hit by two cars actually. He was in a bad way there for a few days, but he seems to be coming out of it now. He's on the mend. Things are looking up for him, so hopefully we see him in some form anytime soon. So Iowa Hawkeyes wide receiver Ether Smith Marset, I hope I said that right, has been charged with DUI. You're a dumbass. Why were you drinking and driving a car for? And you're also caught speeding too, mate. I hope you lose your license. You're an idiot, right? Enough of that. DeVonta Smith, probably the best wide receiver currently in college. He caught 4 touchdown passes on the weekend, which equaled Amari Cooper's record for Bama, and he's also tied Amari Cooper's touchdown a record with Bama at 31. So he'll of course pass that this weekend, I'm sure. There was a huge fight at halftime. I love a good fight, it's fantastic, but punching guys wearing helmets is just ridiculous. I don't understand how that's a thing. Guys wearing helmets and pads, it's dumb. Fight between Florida and Missouri at halftime. The Gators went on to win the game and the fight. Dan Mullen, the Gators coach, has been fined $25,000 for his part in the fight. He obviously ran onto the field at that stage, was never really involved in the fight, but as he's walked down the tunnel, he's come back out of the tunnel, his hands up in the air and incited the crowd to keep on going. Mate, you can't do that, mate. I love to see it. It was funny. I laughed at it at the time, but that gets people rolled up and that gets people angry at you. You didn't need to do that. You'd already won the fight and you were going to go on to win the game. So unfortunate for him. Hopefully that $25,000 goes to a good charity. The last piece of news, Pac-12 is back, of course, this weekend. So I have a full slate of games. There should be heaps and heaps on. Doesn't matter what your team is this weekend. You should be able to find a decent game on or a decent conference to watch those games in. A guy I want to talk about, and hopefully we can show his high school highlights up here now, is Oregon true freshman linebacker Justin Flowe. Now, Justin Flowe is an absolute animal. This kid was built in a factory. I would not want to be a quarterback or a running back up against Oregon this weekend because this kid is going to light you up. So big things are coming for Oregon. Hopefully we can see this guy on the field for the next couple of seasons, so it should be good to watch. Right, let's talk about the biggest wins of the weekend. Coastal Carolina, they win again. They've been fantastic. For a team that's only been in the FBS since 2017, they're now ranked 15th. We'll touch on that after that huge win. They're currently in first in the Sun Belt. It's the highest rank any Sun Belt team has ever had. So very good to see for them. The Clemson Tigers, they had a win over the weekend against Boston College. It wasn't nice. They were down for much of the game. Their new quarterback stepped in. I'm not even going to try and say his name, buddy. I'm sorry. They had a good win. It was 34-28 in the end, and they remain number 1 overall. But Alabama is knocking on the door every single week. I'm not sure how they'll go this weekend without Trevor. Things will only be looking bad for them this weekend. They're playing a much harder competition, so we'll see how that goes for them. Cincinnati, they continue to roll on. This week they won 49-10 over Memphis. Are they a Smoky? Are they a dark horse? Like what's going on here? There's something going on there. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on them, but I don't think they're strong enough to make that Final Four. They'll probably get a good New Year's Six game, but I can't see it going much further. Georgia continues to roll with a 14-3 unconvincing win over Kentucky. Stetson Bennett remains their quarterback. Everyone's asking the question, where is JT Daniels? Georgia were good on defense. Kentucky held their own for much of this game. Georgia come away with the win, but they'll face stronger competition soon, and they're going to get hurt. If they can't match it with these bigger teams again, they're going to get hurt. And I think Stetson Bennett needs to be sitting on the sideline, and JT Daniels needs to be out there if he's fit. And obviously he's not, because they'd be using him now. Stetson Bennett's not going to take you to that Final Four or take you any further. So strange things are happening in Georgia, and everyone's asking, where is JT Daniels? Speaking about strange things, Michigan State beat Michigan on the weekend. Jim Harbaugh has lost a game to Michigan State. The Trojans were on fire. They won 27-24. It's only the second game of the season. I'd be upset if I was a Wolverines fan. This was a bad look. I know it's only their second game. They haven't really had a lot of time to get everyone to niche together, but this is the game. If you win one game all year, this is the game you want to win. And now the Trojans are going to hold that over you for the next 12 months. So awesome work from the Trojans. They deserved the win. They were the better team on the day, but Harbaugh could be on the hot seat really, really soon. Speaking about teams on the hot seat, LSU loses again, 48-11 to Auburn. It was the Tigers' worst loss in 25 years, so that's good. So LSU continue to rack up the stats, whether they're good or they're bad. This one's a bad stat. And we're going to skip right past that. Thank you. Mississippi State and Mike Leach gets shut out by Alabama 41-0. Like we said above, Alabama continued to roll through everyone. They were taught a lesson in this game. The air raid offense is not working. It's the first time in Mike Leach's coaching era, the whole thing, he's been scored 0. First time, so something's not working there. They scored 44 against LSU in week 1. In the next 4 games, they've now scored 30 in total. So that first win over LSU was lucky, I think, and whatever's been working since is definitely not working now. So things are looking bad for them. New segment I've got coming up, guys. It's called Coaches Who Should Be Sacked. I've got 3 this week. Les Miles still has a job with Kansas. I don't know how this is going on there. 0-6 now. This is horrible. It's become more of a laughing stock now. Whether he must be on like a week-to-week sort of thing. Like, no idea what's going on. LSU defensive coordinator Bo Pelini, he was touted as the second coming of Jesus. He is terrible. I understand LSU's defense is not what it was last year. They're missing a few guys, but you cannot be getting pumped week in, week out and not change something. He's got to go. Bo, buddy, I'm sorry, mate, but you got to go. Your time's up. And Jim Harbaugh. Now, Jim's been there for a long time now, and he's done nothing. I'll say it, he's done nothing. He needs to do more with the team that he has. I know every couple of years you rotate a lot of guys out, but again, he was touted as the next big thing, and he's done nothing. So I think those 3 guys, Les Miles, Harbaugh, and Bo, are all on the hot seat. And I'll be very surprised if those 3 see out the season, let alone next week or the week after. All right, guys, let's look at the AP Top 25 this week. You can see the graphic up there on the screen. The Tigers remain at number 1. Alabama is right there with them. Ohio State is smashing everyone they're up against. Some teams there in number 4, which we don't talk about on this show. Georgia's at 5, Cincinnati at 6, A&M at 7, the Gators at 8, and we've got BYU and Wisconsin rounding out the top 10. OSU had a nice win this week to go back into 14th after they lost last week. Oregon's there at 12, the Hurricanes are at 11, and my new team, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, are in at 15. These young kids are on fire. Very good to see. They've got a few tough games coming up, so hopefully they keep moving up the ranks and maybe finish the season inside the top 10. That'd be perfect. Rounding out the top 25, we've got Auburn at 24 and Michigan Wolverines are at 23. There's some good teams on there, guys. The Pac-12's back this weekend, so there's going to be a lot of change going on there too, so keep an eye on that. Some of the big games to look forward to this weekend. Georgia against Florida. Now, this is number 5 against number 8. This is going to be a cracker. A few of the Gators guys, I think there's 2 or 3, got suspended for the first half of this game after the fight last weekend against Missouri. So things are going to be looking tough for the Gators for the first half. Hopefully Georgia can come out and smash them in the first half and get the win they need, because Georgia seems to be beating these lesser SEC teams, but can't quite match it with the best of them yet. And it's going to be a big task for them, so we'll see what happens. And Clemson are playing Notre Dame, 1 versus 4. Without Trevor Lawrence, this is going to be tough. I don't want to talk much about this game because we all know that Notre Dame is going to win, and then they're not going to shut up about how, they should be national champions, and who cares? No one cares. Wait until the end of the season, go and beat someone decent. You are beating a half-assed team here, and it's not fair. So I'll be upset if Notre Dame wins, and we might have to talk about it on the show next week, but we'll see. Pac-12 After Dark is back, guys, so you're going to have a lot more games on through the night, which works for wherever you are all over the world. 2 of my faves are going to be Oregon against Stanford. Oregon are coming out on fire. We showed you the highlights earlier of the young linebacker. This will be awesome. Stanford have got an okay team this year. They've lost a few guys, but they've gained a lot too, so this will be a very good test for both teams to start this season. And the California Golden Bears are against Washington. I think that's the last game of the night. It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to see it. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Come find me on Twitter. Say hi. Anyway, hooroo.